can I just say welcome to everybody. We're having conversations with some colleagues around the world so that we can get some sense of what the current COVID-19 pandemic is doing to our colleagues and to the profession. And I'm really delighted today to say that we have a conversation with Doris de Souza. So Doris, it's really good to see you.
It's lovely to see you too, Harry, and thank you thank you for welcoming, allowing me to be part of your chit chat.
That's great. Maybe could you just tell us where you are and maybe a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure. I'm from Singapore, a tiny little tropical island here near the equator. I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, a consultant in L&D as well as an educator, and I'm dedicated to change management and resiliency work for the last 9 years now. I'm an independent consultant as well.
That's great. Could you just give us a little flavor about how the current problem is affecting you and the work that you do?
Yeah, sure. I think COVID has not only affected me, but has really affected many people around the world. And I see in many communities and in many industries. And, really, if I were to stay focused and just talk about people who are doing training, people who are doing L&D, then I would say that a lot of trainers are not doing very well now. In fact, a lot of their face-to-face training programs have come down to zero, literally zero. There's just nothing at all, unless you're quick enough to move up to another level, which is the technology level, which is the online level. Unless you're quick enough to make that move, chances is at this point in time, you're still lagging behind and trying to play catch-up games.
Right. So you, on a personal level, have you been able to make that transition?
I must say, Harry, that I'm one of the very fortunate ones. When COVID came around, I was given the opportunity, to move on to the online platform. And in my L&D work, so one of my clients actually wanted to go online, and I was asked to develop online work for them. And that's the perfect opportunity for me to just say, oh, okay, I'll go online. I'll try to see what I can learn. But I must tell you that it was really, really painful. I felt like I was in labor. The pain was really intense, having to learn right at the beginning to move over to online portal, because there are just so many new things that you've got to learn within such a short time. Yeah.
Yes.
And so, yes, I've made that transition after about 2.5 months, and I'm so grateful. I'm not taking this for granted.
Right. Just as a question for people who may be interested in, are you using any particular platforms or any particular programs for your online training?
Definitely. There are a lot of online platforms. When we meet people face to face, it's in a physical space. But now you have to find an online space that everyone can see each other. And these days when people gather, they are all in their bedrooms or in their living room or in some parts of their house, coming in just to have some form of learning. So a few platforms that I use that I've experienced, and I would call them the hard skills. They are like Zoom, they are like WebEx, they are like Team, Google Hangout, Skype. So these are the few hard skills that I've learned. And of course, on top of that, the engagement platforms as well, such as Kahoot, Poll Everywhere. This is just to name a few. But of course, there's another soft side as well. That's when everyone comes in online and they come in from different parts of town, that's the time when you really need to know how to put strangers together online and make them and have them talk to each other and have them laugh and have them share very vulnerably some of the things. Yeah.
That's great. So how do you think the future of face-to-face training is going to shape up? Are we going to move anywhere back to the way it used to be, or do you think that's sort of gone forever now?
Yeah, actually, Harry, that's a very good question. In fact, I ask myself that question a lot. And I think it would be quite ambitious if I were to say that I know the future of L&D or how it looks like. I really don't have a crystal ball. And I suppose it's very tough for anyone to say what the future holds. So I just give my opinion based on the up and coming trend in the L&D area. And I would say that what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more online training in the next 6 months to 1 year. And it will be really advisable for those of us who are doing training to learn skills in this area. And also what's it going to look like after this next 6 years to 1 month. I personally think that there will be a lot more opportunities for online training, because clients are going to come in and say, hey, you know, if online training works for the last 6 months, for the last 8 months, you know, why would I want to send my people to a physical space, you know, and have them travel all over to come to this place and work things out with each other, or you know, learn from the trainer, you know. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, really. I think my fear is that there's going to be such a rush for everybody to go online that we're going to end up with an awful lot of training that pretty much is indistinguishable from each other. And it's those people who are able to distinguish themselves and differentiate from the rest of online training that'll make a success of it. I suppose that leads me to another question to you, really. And that is that if you were giving some advice to me as a new trainer, somebody maybe who's starting in the profession, what kind of things would you say to me I should be looking at in order to develop myself? What skills maybe should I be looking at?
I think, I mean, again, on my opinion, I would say that one of the things is to look at cultural collaboration, because I think that global online training is going to become the next big thing. And with that, there will be a lot of collaboration between trainers in different countries. And we really need to start looking in that area and, you know, start getting in touch with people from different culture and, you know, increase our cultural knowledge and our cultural, different cultural, aspect kind of understanding.
Yeah, that's a very good point, which I'm not too sure many people would have thought of. That's really good. So thanks for talking to me today. I don't want to take up your time too much, but there's just one more question I want to ask you. And I know I've mentioned this to you before, but if I was asking you for one word that you think would describe L&D in the future, what word would that be?
Yes, you know, Harry, you really did mention that to me before, and it took me many nights of thinking, you know. It was very tough to come up with just one word. But if I really have to come up with one word, it would be people. Because in L&D, it's all about people. And so this is the way to go. We really have to look at how we are going to be serving the people, how we are going to create programs for the people. And it's really people that we are talking about.
That's an excellent way to finish our conversation, Doris. Thank you so much. And all the best for the future in Asia. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. And thanks to all who are watching, and keep safe, everyone. Thanks, Harry.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.